in a holistic manner for the future. And so that was in our focus as one key achievable of the visit, and we did achieve substantially, and I will announce to all of you later. Secondly, we wanted to make sure that we crossed the line in as far as Guangdong-based investors and PNG-based business investors and industries meeting for consolidation of our downstream processing focus of agriculture, forestry, fisheries, as well as establishing market back in China. That was ticked off in this visit. And thirdly, for me, was to making sure some of the big investments we have in our country is progressed, especially Frida River mining project and the extension of Ramu nickel project. That was a focal point also in my mind as I travel out. I will also indicate the status of what was achieved in the visit that we visited. I want to give you all a rundown. And sorry, lastly, we have over almost 600 students studying in China right now as I speak. And I wanted to visit some of them and to encourage them as the father of the country. And I was privileged that they came, and I would give also indication as to the students and how they're doing in China, so that the country is fully aware. And there were also some good emergence of the links we have there. I want to say thank you to the Chinese government at under President Xi Jinping's leadership. His office was very much aware, himself was very much aware of our visit. He had at the highest a special envoy, a representative from his office that was attached with us, and making sure the link between central government in Beijing as well as the provincial government in Guangzhou was clearly supported, and making sure all of our programs as we intended was properly attended or properly done. I want to say thank you to them. Secondly, they've given us unprecedented two prime land, one in Beijing, 3,000 square meters, another in Guangzhou, 2,650 square meters. Total value of this land, both in prime areas, would range anywhere between 150 million kina to 250 million kina. Prime land, free of charge, given to us for us to establish our mission, our diplomatic mission, as well as our trade mission. So I want to say thank you to the Chinese government. This is just unknown to us. It was already made available, and on this visit they indicate to us. And so the Kundu Beijing project would be worked upon for the face of PNG to be in China, clearly evident in a very prime location in where seat of Chinese government is headquartered in Beijing, and also in the leading economy in the provincial capital in Guangzhou. Another prime land was given to us. I want to say up front to the Chinese government, thank you for that gift, and also for making sure a wonderful program was done in my 3 days of visit. The outcomes, as I did indicate, firstly, I want to say that the project proponents of the Frida River project was there. We did agree on them with them that national government will give support. They pledged their support. We want the project to go ahead at the earliest. State will establish a state negotiating team, and we'll work with the provincial government, the landowners, the project partners, making sure that the project is moved faster and quicker. I want to indicate to the people of two civic provinces, whilst the project is in in West Pacific, and I thank the West Pacific provincial government for the full support in the project. We will work with the landowners, and our state negotiating team will be established. A very senior Papua New Guinea, possibly a senior son of East and West Pacific, will be established to head the state negotiating team. The principal company that runs panels for Frida is one of, if not the leading mining company of the Guangdong provincial government. So we went targeted to making sure that that project is not pushed back but brought up front as a foreign direct investment, so we could take Frida off at the same time we are progressing WAFI. And so it was successful in the meeting with them. They've given their commitment that they will look at their own work timetables, and our state negotiating team will be pulled together to making sure Frida is progressed ASAP. I put it clearly to them. My children are Pacific River children. I have Pacific River blood in them. I put it to them clearly that we want it done in the most environmentally friendly manner without killing Pacific River. They said we understand fully that need. I said at 2026, the technology available right now for mining projects to be done in the most environmentally sensitive and friendly manner. So that was something that I didn't mix words. It was clear to them that Frida must be harvested in an environmentally friendly manner. On the second mining project, apparently again, mining company that's headquartered out of Guangdong and Guangzhou, Guangdong province and Guangzhou city, is the owner of Ramu Nickel Mining, MCC. We met them again, and we said they asked for extension of an upgrade of the Ramu mine project agreement. We said we will establish a state team quickly again to look into this. And I put to them Medang provincial government interest, our national government interest, our landowner interest, that review on the agreement will take place ASAP, and making sure also that the downstream processing aspect of that project be looked at. They gave their fullest undertaking that both downstream processing elements of the nickel project, as well as work with Medang provincial government, landowners, and national government will take place at the earliest to find an agreement that is win-win for all around, and Ramu nickel project will then go to the second phase. So these two mining projects are ticked off. This is very important for us. If Ramu nickel next phase is done in a new agreement that is centered around Medang province, and if Frida is ticked off that is centered around East and West Pacific province, what you will have now in the northern provinces of our country, you got substantial mining activities. In Wafi Gopu, in the Marape province, you got the new Ramu, as well as possibly the Yandara in Medang province. And then in the Pacific provinces, you have Frida, which is a major copper gold project. So eventually, in the next 10 years, you have the region in Momase strongly having mining projects that will be stimulant for the economy to grow, and economic activities in this part of our country that needs large-scale foreign investments like this to be an impetus and an anchor of economic activity generator or spinner. We will also work to making sure in the mining space, Oro Province has a good nickel project. I've asked mining department to give me clarity around that project in Oro. We don't want shady people. We don't want companies with no capacity. And we will have a review on who has picked up that license. And we want Oro provincial government to have a say in that project in Oro. And we want landowners to be also brought on site. And we will also be advertising or asking for investors with actual balance sheet and actual resources to develop this, and working in tandem you certainly see Oro, Morobe, Medang, and the CIPIC having these mining projects within the next 10 years. We envisage hyperactivities in that central spine or the northern spine of our country. Is something that we are strategic about. And the Guangdong mining companies have shown that they have capacity to do it, they have financial ability to do it, and we look forward to the Chinese characteristics, especially central government's instruction that the Chinese companies must work better with PNG government, PNG provincial governments, and PNG landowners. So I look forward to get involved in the negotiation with the state negotiating team so that a better return is secured within the provisions of law in itself for these projects for our country. I want to also say that we didn't just go there for mining and petroleum. In that meeting, there was strong interest and companies who have the balance sheet who came out for forestry downstream processing, especially out of Wanimo, to complement our drive that Wanimo becomes a forestry downstream processing base. We also met those companies who want to get engaged in agricultural sector, especially oil palm and coffee. Out of that meeting, there were clearly expressions of interest in this sector. Lest we forget, since 2023, under our government's bilateral meeting with President Xi Jinping, Chinese government has now given clearance. The photosanitary requirements to export back to China is already being approved. It's just us producing to sell to China. And the Guangdong province and provincial government is on standby to make sure Chinese enterprises work with our local exporters. And in case you would have seen, I had two members of parliament from our coffee districts. The Day district and North Wagi district are our two biggest districts in as far as coffee in our country is concerned. And we were targeted, the coffee minister was there. We invited them to come into our country to set up the coffee factory or factories and export back to market straight to Guangdong province and of course onward to China. So those clearly became evident in as far as us securing investors to partner our government in the agricultural sector, in the forestry sector, and also in the fishery sector. I want to also indicate that we met a couple of energy companies who have interest in partnering energy in our country, both at Guangzhou and Shenzhen. And these energy companies gave the assurance that they will look into us, especially the hydro energy and solar energy sector. China is moving in a big way into the renewables. I give commendations to the migration from fossil fuel to the renewables. And yesterday I spent in the energy sector alone. We all know that the world can be held to hostage by relying on one or two suppliers of fuel, or one or two fuel types or energy types. As clearly seen in the exposure the world has in fuel deficiency or energy deficiency caused by the blockage at the Persian Hormuz Strait. Many world leaders are looking for solutions for fuel. I didn't step out just to look for petrol and gasoline and jet fuel and diesel. We stepped up to find solutions beyond this crisis. And Papua New Guinea having a lot of river for hydro energy harvest, having 365 days a year with tropical sunshine, of course, our geothermal potentials. We stepped out to a country that is now moving in leaps and bounds in the cleaner energy, renewable energy space. Right now, the entire Chinese economy, 50% of Chinese economy or Chinese electricity is harvested from solar, hydro, wind, and the clean energy space. We have hydro, solar, geothermal, a possibility of win. So that cannot be missed. Technologies abound. China has leading technology in this space. Guangdong province has leading companies in this space. So we were purposeful, we went. And I want to announce today, starting from today, we'll migrate to electric vehicle, no longer diesel vehicles. Government will look at the policy and we will make that migration by 2035. This country must have electric vehicle and not diesel and petrol vehicles. It is very cheaper, reliable. Yesterday I was given a high honor of my life to meet Professor Wang, the principal of BYD, the owner and the inventor of electric vehicles, vehicle that is now the leading vehicle company in the world, the BYD. Professor Wang met us in his showroom and met us in his innovation room, took us into his innovation room, showed us his products. They have vehicle product range that is suitable for Papua New Guinea. Four-wheel drives, buses, cars, vans, and but interesting, the cost of electric vehicle right now in electric vehicle in as far as energy charge is concerned is 90% lower than the cost of using vehicles on petrol, diesel, and so I saw an example. They said to run 1,000 kilometers on a vehicle they sold us. Right now in the China price of the energy, it just charts up about $10, 9 minutes of charge, and you can drive for 1,000 kilometers. You do your mathematics. 1,000 kilometers with fuel. 1,000 kilometers for me, I could drive from Lake Hobiago to Leh. That's about 1,000 kilometers. I would not be refueling at the $10 is equivalent to 50, 60 kina. To drive from Kopiago to Leh will cost me right now in the current price almost 600, 700 kina just refueling. So electric vehicle really should be the way to go. Call Judge Marape stupid, as some of you call me, but I'm putting to the country, we will promulgate a policy to make gradual migration. So I'm indicating to all vehicle dealers in our country. Of course, you can import current types of vehicles right away, but we'll make this migration by 2035 and going forward. We want our country to have electric vehicles only. The technology is moving into this space. There'll be electric ship, electric boats, and we want to harvest electricity in our country from our renewables, solar, and hydro, especially, and geothermal. And our transport modes, especially vehicles, machineries, and boats and ships, be electric charged than being dependent on just oil and gas. Oil and gas is found in few countries. What if into the future we host it like this again? Of course, and as a country, we want to look into domestic market obligation gas to go into this space, but it will still be expensive. The harvest of energy from hydro and solar can give us a low-cost energy solution, and the users in the electricity users, including transport companies or individual families who have vehicles and boats. When we make the switch by in the 2030s, the cost of energy control and brought down, electric vehicle is way to go for us. Electric boats is way to go for us. And our government will make this policy, gradually make the shift, and beyond 2035, it will be compulsory that all vehicles and small boats and small ships in our country are strictly electric. Part of that is our obligation to removing carbon footprint. Lest we forget, fossil fuel harvest is one of the and use of fossil fuel is one of the largest contributor to carbon footprint. Carbon monoxide comes out as a result of use of fossil fuel. and carbon monoxide is a huge pollutant to the atmosphere. One of the greatest contributors to global warming is the use of fossil fuel. And so PNG, whilst our carbon footprint is minimal, uh, us as a forest nation, an ocean nation, people also living with the effects of climate change, we want to be a green country. And my trip into Shenzhen and Guangzhou in the Guangdong province have now established technology, whether in transport machinery technology or technology in energy harvest. And that was established and working with these Chinese companies. We look forward to gradually move forward into electric vehicle as well as using hydro and geothermal and solar. That in that meeting also, I did extend an invitation to the owner of BYD. He's a great man, very humble man. Some believe me, he not got money, but he means around us of pride, so money killing me. Tribe lo billionaire, come easy through, I give respect to country. No got noise, come easy to solve. Prime Minister, solution belong low cost energy, me got finish. So we gave commitment, we will start with government vehicles. Government vehicles will now be moving to the electric vehicle conversation. So we will start in this plan. All government vehicles for Papua New Guinea government by electric vehicles. So whether electric car or four-wheel drive vehicles. I saw some of the four-wheel drive vehicles, even the most uh, hardest mountain can climb it. Even four-wheel drive vehicle block can float low water too. So also wet areas. So you be talk long technology plus day. China stuff of technology for tomorrow also finish. So we've embraced the technology, and I want to also say we found energy companies and we've been negotiating with them to harvest our power from our river systems, our solar systems, our solar, as well as possibly geothermal. But solar and hydro, we've found investors who are willing to invest in this space for us. I was amazed with solar. I was never, before I went there, I was never a believer in the solar system. I know it can, but I thought the reliability was not there. But we found out that solar uh, is now firing up cities in China itself. So we went there for future energy solutions, knowing the need that is emerged as exposed by the current crisis we have in the Middle East. So in that space, solution was found for us, and mid-term, long-term going forward. We like Toxals and we like goal or kissing this solution finish. Some things leaders must do that many of you do not understand, will not see, will not, as leaders, it is in our national interest to see what the prevalent needs. So instead of me go around asking all, give me petrol and diesel today, knowing that our current fuel sourcing capacity in Migad is enough to carry our economy through this crisis. We went beyond present need. We saw that using our water systems and our solar ability, we could go straight, bypassing petrol and diesel, go straight long. This is the solution. So Mipla go panim online long. Online sa making car. Now online could partner in Mipla also long harvesting energy. Now you can supply hopefully in time within 5-10 years. Solar power and hydropower could bring in cost of power come down. You use in this plan. Highlands region right now, if we can have reliable power supply, then our government has already built the major infrastructure to carry reliable power from Leh all the way to Tari or to Wabek. And so Highlands region and Leh should go, and Port Moresby should go electric vehicle almost ASAP. If we get power supply, our generation available, the grids are already established. And the charging stations, me look at charging stations, just plug in also. Also me charging mobile battery, you charging electric utensil, you charging that's all, good around. So. Government will order some electric vehicles, and I'll do a demo on this, and the country can see. But for me, as a leader with environmental stewardship in my mind, I feel that zero carbon footprint vehicles is important for us as we continue to sound the global consciousness on elimination of carbon footprints. Electric vehicle in PNG, electric boats in PNG, electric ships in PNG is a way to go, and we will be announcing this policy at the very earliest. So yeah, BYD was met. I've invited him to come to PNG. I also asked him to do research on battery technology. And call me crazy, but write this down. Battery technology with electricity generated elsewhere could be a major market for us into the future. So I am imagining our river systems generating electricity, batteries being charged to bring battery back to the cities in Asia as an energy source for the future. And so at the research, the BYD research team have been asked to look into this, and it's another space we'll work with. We also met Shenzhen Energy, one of the biggest energy companies. They've been in and out of our country trying to work on developing further the Ramu project as well as other energy projects. We've asked them to look into modeling also cheaper power for us that could be affordable for our people and for our economy. All right, I think that's all me like a talk. So it was a good visit.